Good morning, grade 8. Welcome back to this morning's lesson. You will see it's about the CRJ activities that we're going to look at today. On Monday that I have explained to you, if I went through this journal, the CRJ, the cash receipt journal, and I've explained everything again. So for today, we're just going to look at some activities. Okay, but let's just start greeting each other in the box before we're going to move on. Right, as I've said, today we're just going to look at some CRJ activities. There are basically two of them. The first one, I'm again going to, with you guys, I'm going actually through it so you can see it, and then I'm going to give you one that you need to do, and then we will also mark it. So on the slide that you guys see in front of you, let's see, this is just information. They say Daisy Morris, owner of Spick Span Cleaners, a service business employing domestic workers to clean the houses in town. The transactions for the month of April are given. Okay, so important. The name of the business is Spick Span Cleaners, and who's the owner? Daisy Morris. Instruction, they asked you, you have to record the transactions for April in first the CRJ, the cash receipts journal, and then they give you the columns there for analysis of receipts, bank, current income, and sundry accounts. And later on, then we will go to the CPJ, but now for today, we're just going to look at the CRJ. And then with number 2, they ask you to close off the journals. What they mean with that is you need to add up all the columns of the CRJ to get the totals at the bottom. Right, there's your transactions for April. There are quite a few. Remember, this is an example of a combined activity. So the transactions are mixed for the CRJ and the CPJ. So what we're going to do is we're first going to take the transactions out that you need to take to the CRJ. Right. I'm quickly going to move to the next slide so we can first look at the columns and then I will come back to the transactions. So there you guys will see there is the completed CRJ, but we are going to work through that right now. I just want you to look at the format, the columns. So there you've got the first is the document number column. So that is going to be your source document, day which the transaction happened. Details, you normally look out there for a name of a person. All right, then you guys will see there's a small FOL. It stands for folio column. You don't work with that in grade 8. Don't stress about that one. Ignore it. Then you have your analysis of receipts, your bank, your current income, and your sundry accounts. So with a CRJ, that is your headings that you have. That doesn't change. That stays the same. Right, but I'm going to move back now to the transactions. And we're going to look at them. As I said, some will go to the CRJ, some will go to the CPJ. I really want to concentrate on the CRJ today, but we are also going to scan a little bit through the CPJ as well. Okay, Lisette is asking me what textbook do I use? Oh, Lisette, I'm using different textbooks. I think I've got for EMS, for each grade, I've got about 4 or 5 different textbooks that I use, and normally I've just summarized it from different textbooks. So one day I will take, let's say, an activity from the one book and another day from another book. Okay. I always say the more you get experience from different textbooks, the better for you at the end of the day. Right, getting back to the transactions, let's look on the first. Daisy Morris, and remember that's the owner, increases the capital with 60,000. She deposited a check into the current account of Speaker Span Cleaners, issued receipt number 6. Right, I'm first going to stop there because the next one is another transaction. So let's first take that transaction, the capital one of 60,000. Look at the transaction. Look what is the information that we have. So we've got the date, the first. We've got the name, Daisy Morris. We know it's a capital transaction. The amount is 60,000 and the source document is receipt number 6. So remember, you need to remember this info now. And then I'm going to move to the CRJ. So quickly scan again through the transaction. And let's see how you're going to enter it into the CRJ. Right, there you can see with document number, it's a receipt number 6. Okay, I will prefer it if you write the R for receipt in front of it. So R6. Day will be on the first. Details, remember you take a name of the person, Daisy Morris. The amount, 60,000 Rand. And you will see it's written in with. Analysis of receipts, with bank, and then with sundry accounts. And you say for what is it? It is for capital. Why sundry accounts? Because there's not a column at the top that is saying capital. Therefore, you take it to the sundry accounts. Then just another thing. This amount, this 60,000 Rand was paid at the business. That is why it is going, because it was paid with a check. So the check was received at the business. So that is why it's going to analysis of receipts. Remember, they might have said that the amount was deposited directly in the bank account. Then it will go directly to bank and then there will be nothing with analysis of receipts. So always, especially the capital transaction, remember to check out for that. Okay, the next transaction, still on the first, is saying paid soap suppliers 3,410 Rand by check 102 for cleaning materials purchased. Okay, if you pay something, a check is involved, then your journal will be the CPJ. All right, so I will quickly move to the CPJ, but as I said, I don't really want to concentrate on that for today now, but let's just scan through it. So there you will see there's the entry, there's check 102 on the first, name of the business is Soap Suppliers, 3,410 Rand in bank, and it's for cleaning materials. There is a cleaning materials column, so then you write it in there. On the 5th, received 5,600 Rand from P. Potter for services rendered, issue receipt number 07. Okay, so we've got 5,600 Rand. We've got a name P. Potter. We know it's for services rendered. We know it's receipt number 7. Okay, you receive the money, so it must go to the CRJ. So quickly scan through the transaction, remember the info, and then we will move to the CRJ. And there's the entry on the 5th, receipt number 7, P. Potter with details, 5,600 Rand in analysis of receipts, in bank and in current income. So look there, the amount in analysis of receipts, in bank and in current income. Why current income? Because it is a services rendered transaction. So every time that it is services rendered, the amount must be with current income. Right, on the 7th, paid the weekly wages by check 103 for 3,000 Rand. If you pay something and there's a check, then it must go to the CPJ. All right, so quickly scan and I will show you the entry in the CPJ. Please look here, there's no name. right? And there's the entry in the CPJ on the 7th, check 103 for 3,000 Rand in bank. It's for wages, so you put the amount in the wages column. And as I said, there's no name of a business. So then you will see you write the word cash. On the 11th, received 7,200 Rand from S. Sitole for services rendered, issue receipt number 8. Okay, I'm going to stop first there. So you receive money, so it must go to the CRJ, 7,200 Rand. It's for services rendered. Remember, if it's services rendered, it must come into the current income column. The name is Sitole, receipt number 8. Scan through the transaction. And there's the entry in the CRJ on the 11th, receipt number 8. Details is the name is Sitole, 7,200 Rand in analysis, 7,200 in bank, and 7,200 in current income. Again, why current income? Because it is a services rendered transaction. Still on the 11th, the next transaction there, purchase a second-hand vehicle from B&M Motors, 25,000 Rand, paid by check. Okay, so you're going to pay it. It's a check, so it must go to the CPJ. So quickly scan through the information. And there you guys see there's the entry in the CPJ on the 11th. Check 104, B&M Motors, 25,000 Rand in bank, and it is for vehicles. There's not a vehicles column, so therefore you take it to sundry accounts. On the 14th, paid the weekly wages by check 105 for 3,000 Rand. So it's again a wages transaction. Please take note, there's no name. So remember, if there's not a name, what must you write? The word cash. So it's going to the CPJ. So there on the 14th, check 105. As I said, no name there. So you write the word cash, 3,000 Rand in bank, and 3,000 Rand in the wages column. On the 18th, issue check 106 to appliances wholesalers, 7,645 Rand for a new vacuum cleaner. Okay, so it's a check involved. You've purchased a new vacuum cleaner, so you need to pay for that vacuum cleaner. So therefore, that transaction will go to the CPJ. So check the information. And then we will move to the CPJ. So there on the 18th, check 106, appliances wholesalers, 7,645 in bank, and vacuum cleaner is falling under equipment. There's not an equipment column, therefore it will go to the sundry accounts. On the 20th, rendered services to G. Naidu, 4,800 Rand, and issue receipt number 9. Okay, so it's a services rendered transaction. It's a receipt that's involved. There's the name of a person. So that transaction must go to the CRJ. CRJ. Quickly scan and then I will show you the entry. I just see there's something in the chat box as well. Ma'am, so when money is coming in the business, it goes under the CRJ. You're absolutely correct. So I always say in accounting, try to get a picture in your head of what's happening. So if there's money coming in the business, then it is CRJ. When there's money going out of the business, then it will be CPJ. Right, so I'm just going to show you then that transaction on the 20th that we have said that must go to the CRJ. So there's the entry on the 20th. It's receipt number 9. You've got the name G. Naidu with details, 4,800 Rand with analyzers, 4,800 with bank, and 4,800 with current income. Why current income? Because it is a services render transaction. Right, the next one there on the 21st, paid the weekly wages by check 107 for 3,000 Rand. So again, it's a wages transaction. If you pay something and there's a check, then it must go to the CPJ. So scan, and then I will show you the entering. And remember, there's no name, so remember you need to write the word cash. And there's the entry on the 21st, cash 3,000 Rand in bank, 3,000 Rand in the wages column. On the 26th, okay, and be careful, here are two things. Paid the telephone account, 914 Rand with check 108, as well as the monthly insurance premium at safety insurers of 870 Rand and issued check 109. So two things is involved here. It's a telephone account and insurance that you pay. It's two different amounts. With telephone, it's 914 Rand. With insurance, it's 870 Rand. It's two different checks that's involved. You pay it, therefore that two things will go to the CPJ. So quickly scan, or let's first take the telephone one so you can remember. So the telephone one to the CPJ is check 108 of 914 Rand. So there you guys will see on the 26th, there is check 108. Telkom, you're going to pay 914 Rand in bank, and it's for telephone with Sundry accounts. Okay, I'm just quickly going back so you can get the information regarding the insurance. And right, and then the insurance was at safety insurers, 870 Rand, check 109. And there you see it, safety insurers still on the 26th, 870 Rand in bank and with Sundry accounts, and it is for insurance. Just before I'm going to continue, remember, last time some of you, as I said, sent the journal over 3-4 different pages. Okay, can you see here? I've got one page. All the columns is next to each other. So you cannot just put the first 4 columns on one page and the next 4 columns on a different page. That's not working. You need to make sure all your columns is set on one page next to each other. Right. Last transaction on the 28th, paid the weekly wages by check 110, 3,000 Rand. So it's another wages transaction. You pay it, so it must go to the CPJ. Remember, there's no name, so you're going to write the word cash. So there's your entry in the CPJ on the 20th, 8 cash, 3,000 Rand in bank, 3,000 Rand with wages. Right, then I quickly just want to show you with the CRJ, can you see what happened there? They have closed off the journals, remember? Let me just go back there with number 2. They ask you to close off the journals. So what they mean with that is they have added up the columns to get the totals at the bottom, starting with bank. So bank is 77,600, current income 17,600, and right with Sundry accounts, there was only one amount, the 60,000. And so you do exactly the same with the CPJ. With bank, you add up, get a total at the bottom. So like with bank, it's 49,839. Wages, 12,000. Cleaning materials, 3,410. and sundry accounts 34,429. Right, now there's your activity. It is saying, so I hope you've got your pen and paper ready. Record the following transactions in the CRJ, the Cash Receipts Journal, and CPJ, the Cash Payments Journal of Salon Maggie. The owner is Maggie Maria for July 2018. But I want you, I've mixed already the transactions, okay? But I want you guys just go and complete the CRJ for me, okay? CRJ, remember, it's fixed columns. All right, I will put it in the chat box now, again, the columns, but it's fixed. All right, let me first put it in the box and then you guys can, as I go along, you can see it. So for instance, it will be your document number, day, details, analysis of receipts, bank, current income, and your sundry accounts. Right, there you guys can see. Sorry, sorry, guys. I'm just going to resend it. I didn't see it's only Chet's name in my box. So sorry, I will quickly resend it again. Document number, day, details, analysis of receipts, bank, current income, and sundry accounts. Right, there you go. So there is the columns. As I said, that is fixed headings for the CRJ. So you can quickly draw up the columns, put the headings in there, and from the transactions for July that you see there in front of you, okay, the transactions is mixed, but you only do the ones that must go to the CRJ. So I'm going to give you a few minutes on this thing so you can complete it. I will give you about 10 minutes, okay? So you don't have to rush it off, rather make sure that you do it correctly. If you have any questions, please put it in the box. I'm still going to give you, let's say, about 5 minutes, but if you finished, you can just maybe indicate done in the box for me. That will also help. Remember also, I want you guys to fully close off the journal. So that means when you're done with the CRJ, remember you need up the columns as well to get the totals, all right? And again, if you have questions, put it in the box. Right, I think most of you are done. So let's look at the transactions. Okay, so you're basically going to mark your own work to see if you're starting to understand the CRJ. So it's transactions for July 2018. On the 1st, M. Maria starts the business by depositing 70,000 directly into the current bank account. Receipt number 1 was issued to her. Okay. So if we look at the transaction, okay, when somebody deposits money, then it's a capital transaction. And the capital transaction and its receipt number 1 always goes to the CRJ. So that transaction goes to the CRJ. Look at the information that we have. The name is Marie, 70,000 Rand, receipt number 1, and it was paid directly into the bank account. Okay, so let's go and see. And there is your CRJ. So with document number, it is going to be receipt number 1. On the first, details, the name from the transaction, A. Maria, 70,000 Rand in bank. 70,000 Rand with sundry accounts, and you say it's for capital. Why sundry accounts? Because there's not a column at the top for capital. And then you will see it's not written in with analysis of receipts. Why? Because it was paid directly to the bank. Sorry, wrong side. Right. On the 16th, service fees from customers received by cash register roll number 001, 12,300 Rand. Okay, it is services fees or services rendered. That's the same type of transaction. Cash register roll, that must tell you, it must go to the CRJ. Okay, so remember, it's service fees, cash register roll number 001, 12,300 Rand. On the 16th, it must go to the CRJ. There's your entry. Cash register roll, so it's CRR is the abbreviation that we use, 001 on the 16th. Quickly going back, look there on the 16th, there's no name of a person. When you do the CRJ and there's no name, then you write with details, services rendered. 12,300 Rand with analysis of receipts, with bank, and with current income. Why current income? Because as soon as it is a services rendered or a service fees transaction, then you must remember you must write the amount in with current income. On the 18th, pay the municipality for the water and electricity bill, 888 Rand, issue check 101. Right, as soon as you pay something and it's a check, then it must go to the CPJ. But right, as I said, we concentrate on the CRJ today. So I'm just going to move on. On the 20th, the owner withdraw 400 Rand for his own use and issue a check. Okay, again, if the owner withdraws something for his own use, we call it drawings. It is a check that was issued. Therefore, that transaction will also go to the CPJ, the Cash Payments Journal. So still, we're just going to leave that one for now. On the 23rd, services rendered according to the cash register roll is 21,900 Rand. Right, let me stop there because the next part is another transaction. So it's services rendered, it's cash register roll, so that means it must go to the CRJ. The amount is 21,900. There's no name of a person in the transaction. So remember, you're going to write this services rendered. So in the CRJ on the 23rd, it's cash register roll CRR 002. Just something on that. Let me go back. Look again there on that transaction on the 23rd. They didn't mention a number with a cash register roll. You guys need to remember that sometime, like on the 16th, they have given you the first number. You automatically need to continue with the next number. As I said, there was no name of a person, so with details you write services rendered. 21,900 Rand with analysis of receipts. It should actually go to bank, but remember there's another transaction on the 23rd, so then you stick a little bit with bank. And then you still have to say for what is it, and I said every time that it is services rendered, the amount must be in current income. Still on the 23rd, the next transaction, received 8,000 Rand from T. Molepu for a portion of the building that is being leased to him. A receipt has been issued. So this is about a rent transaction that you're going to receive 8,000 Rand. So it's a rent income, a receipt, you receive the money, so it must go to the CRJ. So CRJ on the 23rd, 8,000 Rand, you've got the name T. Molepu, and it's going to be a receipt. So there's the entry. It's now receipt number 2, Timolepu, 8,000 Rand with analysis of receipts. You will also see it is at Sandra accounts because it is for rent income. And then with bank, you guys will see there was now 2 transactions on the 23rd. So I've added the 2 amounts with analysis. So it's the 21,900 plus the 8,000 Rand. And then the total you take to bank. And the total is now 29,900. Right, on the 26th, issue a cash check for the payment of wages, 5,000 Rand. Okay, it is wages, you pay it, it's a check. So that transaction should go to the CPJ. So we're going to leave that one. On the 28th, pay Waltons for the purchasing of stationery, 210 Rand. So you're going to pay for stationery. It will be a check that will be issued. So again, it will go to the CPJ. So we're going to leave that one. And then on the 30th, according to the bank statement, 200 Rand interest on the current account of Absa Bank has been earned. Okay, strange transaction here. So it's about an interest that you received. If you receive something, it must go to the CRJ. So that transaction on the 30th must go to the CRJ. It's about interest. It's 200 Rand. And your source document is a bank statement here. I'm going to show you now the entry, but quickly scan through the transaction again. So according to the bank statement, 200 Rand interest on the current account of Absa Bank has been earned. And there you guys see there's the entry on the 30th. Can you see now your document now is a bank statement. We use BES as the abbreviation for bank statement. With details, you still look for a name. Doesn't matter if it's now a name of a bank, Absa Bank. 200 Rand in bank, 200 Rand with Sandra accounts. For what is it? It's for interest. So it's interest income is the correct name of the account. And you will see, guys, that it was not written in with analysis of receipts. It's directly to the bank. Why? Because if the bank is giving you interest on your account, the bank is not going to withdraw the money in cash, take it to your business and say, here are your interest. And then you say, thank you very much, but can I put it back in my bank account? So what the Absa Bank is doing, they put it automatically with your money in the bank account. So nothing to do, it does not go to the business, it goes directly to your bank account. Right, okay, what I not have done, but as I said, you should have done it, is to add up the columns, starting with bank. So you should have added bank, the whole column, to get a total at the bottom. The same with current income and the same with sundry accounts. As I said, I haven't done it. You're old enough to know it by now. You should do it. I'm just going to stick a few seconds on this slide. If there's still people marking. If anyone has any questions about the lesson or about this activity, please ask. Right, guys, it doesn't look like that. Then we are done for today. Thank you very much. And then we will chat tomorrow morning again on the Friday. Okay, luckily then it is weekend. Okay, all right, guys. Thank you very much. Goodbye. See you tomorrow.